Hey guys, so from one camera shy person to another, today I wanted to talk to you about how to get through being on camera if you suffer from nerves. Okay, so a lot of us out there have issues with getting in front of the camera, and it's understandable. It's a weird thing to hear your own voice, see your own face on video. Not that many people like it, and myself included. I hate watching back my own videos, but I do find the process of making a video fun. So it's a weird thing, but in this day and age when content marketing is looking for more and more ways to repurpose the useful stuff out there that adds value and entertains people, people are turning to video. So there's a lot of new ways to repurpose content out there, and YouTube and video content is huge. So even if you are suffering from nerves and you are a little bit camera shy, you sort of need to get to grips with it. So here are my top tips to get you started. So tip number one is use your mobile phone to begin with. You don't need to have a huge SLR camera. Nowadays, a lot of the cameras in phones are really high quality and they have really good focus. So you don't need to worry about quality. It's also a lot easier to upload whatever you have on your phone to a site like YouTube. So one of the large psychological barriers with using a huge camera is that you're looking down the face of this massive lens, and it's scary and it's daunting and it stops you being yourself. Whereas when you've just got your phone, it's a lot easier. You're used to your phone, you're familiar with it. It's almost like a friend. We take it around with us everywhere we go. And also, if you're not using selfie mode, then you can't see what you look like, and it does make it a lot easier to be less self-conscious and just to get on with whatever you're trying to put across. So tip number one is use your phone rather than a big camera with a huge paparazzi style lens, because it's going to just have that psychological effect of making it a lot less daunting. And actually it's more convenient because it's easier to upload that content straight onto an app like YouTube or Vimeo or whatever it is you use, even just straight onto Facebook, and that will help. So that's tip number one. The second tip is you just need to treat your phone like your friend. I mean, it's something that we carry around with us every single day, and sometimes it's quite tricky to know where to look, and because you are speaking to something, you feel like you have to look down it, but a lot of the time when I'm speaking, I look away, I look around, just because I would do that if I was speaking to another person. So you have to imagine that your phone is like your friend, like your closest confidant. You're talking to your mum, your dad, your best friend, your brother, whoever it may be. You've just got to imagine that it's the normal conversation that you're having with somebody else. And it's a really strange thing because a lot of camera shy people that I know, they aren't shy in normal social situations, and that goes for me. I'm a really confident person socially, but when it comes to being on camera or speaking in front of a group of people, my heart pounds. I'm a lot better now with speaking on camera because I got over it, because I wanted to make it a useful tool for my business and for my personal brand. But when it comes to standing up in front of people, doing best man speeches, or giving a thanks to lecture, or whatever it may be, or a talk at a conference, I am so scared. Like, my heart is pounding out of my chest. So I know where you're coming from, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. It's just one of those things where practice makes perfect, and the more you do it and you survive and you realise that actually you came out of that alive, the easier you find it to then do it the next time. So I'm hoping that these tips help with that. So treat your phone like a friend. It will make you feel a little bit more at ease. It takes away the awkwardness of thinking, where should I be looking? Should I be looking down the lens? Should I be looking at my face on the screen? Should I be looking a little bit to the top left of the lens? Don't worry about it. Just look around. Just talk in that general direction as though you were talking to a friend, and that will make you a lot less awkward and a lot less sort of where do I look, and being all rigid. You need to be natural. Tip number three, as you can probably guess from this video, is that I don't believe in over-scripting. I have about 4 points, maybe 5, and I might just randomly ramble about something else, like I am doing now. But over-scripting is really, really tricky to get right, because if you have a perfect script laid out, the moment you put one foot wrong, you say one thing incorrectly, or you miss a little bit out, you're completely flummoxed and you end up talking gibberish. Whereas if you just talk normally, as though you were just talking to somebody, you can just get on with it. I mean, I've made probably about 20 mistakes or things that I would correct if I were trying to make this video perfect already, but I'm just going to carry on because it's just easier that way. It's more natural, it's who I am, it's what I'm saying. I know that I can get by in life talking to people. People understand me, I manage to convey points, so it's no different on video. I shouldn't have to keep going back and correcting myself or doing another take. Just be natural, don't overscript it, have a little basic outline, and also you don't need to worry if you need to stop. Just take a moment, pause, look at your notes. I've got my notes here on my laptop, just to the left of, to the right of the screen, left of the screen. I don't really know how that works out for you, I'm not very good at that kind of thing. But here is my laptop. And that just has like a few points that I wanted to go over in this video, and I'm just going to stick to that and talk about those. So don't overscript, just have a basic outline, a few bullet points, and then talk about it. So my final rule that should really help you get through those first videos if you're camera shy is to impose a rule that, to begin with, you can't edit anything that you do. So this sounds like a bit crazy, and it does sort of put a lot of pressure on you to get it right, but it shouldn't really. If you do the first three, if you use your phone instead of a camera, if you treat it like it's your friend, and if you don't overscript it, then really you shouldn't have any issues, because if you do make a mistake, or if you pause, or if you get what you're going to say, it will just come across as natural. It's like it would be in real life. So if you sort of say to yourself, right, I'm not going to edit any of this, I'm just going to post it exactly as it was, it will save you a lot of time, firstly, which is, trust me, a really good thing. But also, you'll be surprised that you don't get that much feedback about this was terrible and I didn't understand any of it and I got really bored. You'll generally just be like, oh, you came across really naturally. You'll get a lot more positive feedback from it. It's interesting. And then obviously, as you start to get your confidence from having got through the first few videos, then you can start adding in some cool edits, some transitions, maybe throw in some B-roll or some music or whatever you want to do. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with video, and that's the fun of getting involved with it, and I'm starting to learn all that now. But to begin with, you just have to be content just to put your initial footage out there for people to view, and don't worry about editing it. And if you get through that, if you get by using that rule, then I think you'll find that after a few videos your confidence levels are much higher and you'll start to come into your own element. Okay, so they were my main tips, but I do have one more thing that I wanted to mention if you're an iPhone user that can really help. And I've started using these for Quuu, and it's an app called Clips. So I think they brought this out maybe like last year, and it's basically a really simple video production app. So you can just use your phone, selfie mode in this app, and you can talk to it. If you've got an iPhone 10, then because of the depth sensor or whatever it's called in the camera, you can project crazy backgrounds on worlds around you and move around, and you've got like Paris in the background or some crazy new studio, and it's really good fun. But also the really clever thing is it's very easy to edit, because you just put together short clips. You can edit it in your app just by like trimming it. It automatically puts up subtitles for you. It's really clever, and you can edit the subtitles if it picks up the wrong words, which it does quite a lot, but it's still very useful and saves you a lot of time. So that's really good for things like Facebook, where the sound doesn't come on automatically unless you click on the video, but you want people to still be able to get the gist of what you're talking about in a video where there's less context. But the other good thing about Clips is that it has loads of licensed music that you can use without worrying about whether you're going to get into any copyright issues. And what it does is when you're talking, it lowers the level of the music, and then in between scenes it fades it out, or it builds it up again into like a crescendo if there isn't any audio on the clip. So it's really clever how it works, and you can produce very quickly and upload straight to your favorite platforms, or share with your friends, or share with your users, or whatever it may be, these really cool, useful clips. The only downside is that it only does it in square video, which is just a little bit annoying to consume, and I really hope that they come up with a solution for that, and that in the next version of Clips they have like a full HD wide 16:9 or whatever it is aspect ratio. That would be super cool. So if you've got an iPhone, definitely check out Apple Clips and have a bash with that, because as a beginner who's camera shy, that makes it really fun. Anyway, I hope that these tips have been useful. and let me know if you've got any other tips, because these are just a few that I use, but everyone's different, and you may have found that something works really well for you. And if so, I want to hear it, because our team at Quuu, we've got a few camera shy people and it may help them, so that would be excellent. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these videos, hit the little bell button as well if you want to be notified whenever we put a new video up, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye!